Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm here for the Not Too Shabby shop today, and I'm going to be inking up this darling stamp from Stamping Bella. It's called Oddball with a Sweet Tooth. Now, this one I showed in my recent haul video, and it just spoke to me. I love the look of this little girl. And then the sentiment says, sometimes to stop eating all the chocolate, one must first eat all the chocolate. And I just love that. It's a beautiful blue rubber stamp. And I'm going to be stamping it onto a piece of one of my favorite brands of colored pencil paper. It's from Stonehenge. Because it is a thick rubber stamp, I have to pull out the foam piece in my Mini Misty to stamp this out. This paper is really nice because it has tooth to it, so it grabs the pigment off of your colored pencils. I'm inking it up with some of my favorite ink. This is called VersaFine Clair, and it's Fallen Leaves, and it's a really dark brown ink. I thought it would be perfect for this stamp. I'm stamping it up a few times to get a nice dark impression, and then I'm going to leave the stamp on the door of my Mini Misty, so when I'm through with my colored pencil work, I can re-ink it again and crisp up my lines. I'm starting out by coloring in her skin tones. I'm using my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. And I'm going to speed this up significantly because this does take me a while to color in, but it's kind of fun to watch the progress in fast speed like this, I think. I had so much fun coloring her in, and I'm taking the inspiration from the packaging. So I'm going to be coloring her pretty closely to the package, so that's why I still have that picture there at the top right corner. I'm going to color in her hair a little more red, because there is a chocolate bar sticking out of her hair, and I wanted that to be more prominent. So by doing her hair in red tones, then you'll really see the chocolate of the bar sticking out of her hair. I think it's just so darling. I like to put down lots of layers. It just adds a richness to your coloring. When you're done with your coloring, you could also come in with some odorless mineral spirits. It's called Gamsol, and blend out your work so you get a smoother look. But I like the sketchiness of the colored pencils. I think it's a cute touch. So I do use mineral spirits sometimes, but on this one, I just wanted to leave it as is. I do have all of the colors that I'm using listed over at my blog if you're interested in learning the colors. I think my favorite part of this, besides the hair, was coloring in her cute dress. I love it when the packaging comes with some fun inspiration for you to follow along with. And I just loved this pink color of her dress. The little apron I colored in with some grays just to add a bit of shading to the white. And then I just keep coming in with darker and darker shadows. I like to color in a lot of contrast. And now to color in her frosted sprinkled shoes. And now for this cute little peppermint candy in her hair. And then I'm adding a little bit of gray to add shadows to her eyes so they don't look so flat. And that's all there is to the coloring. It was so fun to do. I'm going to pop this back into my Mini Misty and stamp it out again. And this adds a lot to your finished work. And I'll just pull out my brown ink again. And I just stamp it up once. Sometimes your colored pencils can dull your lines, so this really helps. And here it is. I'm also going to stamp out the sentiment while I have this out. I'll pull off the little girl image and replace it for the sentiment. And this paper is pretty textured, so I do stamp it up a few times. I'm going to cut the sentiment out with my Fiskars paper trimmer and just cut it out into a rectangle. I really love these VersaFine Clair inks. I have the black and the brown, but I want to start collecting the colors. They have them in lots of pretty colors, and it's just fabulous ink. Now to fussy cut out the little girl image. I do that off camera because I do go so slow. I'm creating a Slimline card with my image today. I'm using some beautiful products from Trinity Stamps. This stencil is a Slimline stencil from Trinity Stamps, and I cut it out with some Slimline dies from Trinity as well. This is a piece of Desert Storm craft cardstock, and I cut it out with a scallop die. And I'm just ink blending a little bit of vintage photo onto this. I wanted it darker on the left and just kind of fade out to the right, but look how cute that looks. Just adds to the chocolatiness of the card. I love it. Now I'll clean up my mess and start putting my card together. I cut out another piece of purpley pink paper with a larger scalloped die. And I'm just putting my brown piece down flat. The little girl and my sentiment, I'm going to pop up with some foam pieces. And then she's going to be kind of standing on the sentiment. I didn't want her to be just floating on the card. So the sentiment is going to help ground her. But I'm not going to put her exactly on top of it, just a little bit above it. And now I can put her on the card. I'm going to have to make up a few more of these. I know a lot of people who would love a card like this. It would just be very fitting to send it to them. But it's just such a fun little stamp set. I decided to add a few sequins around the panel, and actually a lot of sequins. Some of them match the pink cardstock, and some of them are kind of chocolate-colored gems. I'll have them listed over at my blog as well. And then I'm going to attach it to my white card base with some liquid adhesive. This lets you wiggle around your panel until you get it in place. And here it is, all complete. So check out the Not Too Shabby shop for this stamp set, as well as the Trinity dies. I have a 10% off coupon code for you from the Not Too Shabby shop in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful crafty day. Bye.